Hello everybody. The other day Anycubic had a sale, or not the other day, a few weeks ago. It might have been more of a month. Either way, it seemed like the other day. They had a sale on their printers. I remember using MakerBots a long time ago, about 8 years ago. It was fun to use. It was something new at the time for me, doing 3D and then printing it out and seeing it. And I finally just made the leap to go ahead and purchase one. I purchased their Photon resin printer, and that took about a good 30 days to come in. And in the meantime, I saw their sale was still going on even after their little time frame. So I went ahead and checked out the other one. It was a PLA print. It came in actually faster than the resin printer. So I set that one up. I started looking online. There was a test print that came with their files. I had trouble kind of setting it up because I didn't remember how to level the print bed and everything else. That was the main kind of learning curve for me, is the print bed leveling. I had to get back in and remember how to do that. But once I got it going, I started getting a workflow back to where I could get it leveled quicker and get a little bit quicker prints. From there, I tried to do a diffuser. This is a failed print, but the scale was too big. I was gonna put it on my flash for my camera and see if I could actually make a diffuser for the light to make my own. But I didn't check my scale inside of ZBrush, and that actually was a failed print, and I did it twice. So lesson learned. Something that I'm going to continue to learn is scale. Check your scale. It's been about a week of using the printer, and I actually am loving how fast and how easy it is to get from here to there. I remember using the MakerBot years ago, and the quality wasn't even near what I'm getting here and what these prints are doing. I looked online, and what kind of triggered getting the other printer was that I saw the little steering wheel on Thingiverse, and I was like, you know what? Because I always use a steering wheel with Forza, but sometimes you don't want to get out that steering wheel. They had a download for it, and I downloaded it, and now you've got little steering wheel on your Xbox controller. That alone was worth getting the printer. A few days later, I was thinking about Halloween. Halloween is about a month away. We're still in a pandemic, but who knows? We're required to wear masks. I went ahead and figured, why not make a mask? I always like Mortal Kombat, and I kept looking at references, and I was like, you know what? So that night I sat down and actually started modeling. And as you can see in the background, I've got a scorpion mask that I just pulled up some references, started modeling. After a while, I just zoned out and just kept going and didn't look back. That night, I was like, you know what? Let me just throw this on the printer and see what it does. After that, I got this. I still have to paint it, but for a first pass and a first try on what I did, I'm still learning how to connect and make how thick I need to be. But these were supposed to be the straps. One of them kind of was too thin, but I know now. It was a lesson learned, but it still can hold right here. And anything, I could just probably screw little screws in here to make a strap for it. So if you could see behind me, or in ZBrush, what I did here and then ended up just using was the template head, and I just built from that, and that pretty much is what you see here. I just did a mask and extracted it and sculpted it from there, and this is what you get. You get a physical model that, I don't know, just now my mind is racing. Now I'm looking at the world, and why did I not get one of these sooner? Like a printer, not this, but walking around with a scorpion mask asking people to come here. For me to wait this long in doing what I do and knowing what I know, why did I wait so long? I guess the first reason why I didn't purchase one was because of cost. Cost was a big thing. Back then, a MakerBot was close to about $1,000 if you're going to look to get a good one, or at the time, how much the cost of a 3D printer was. And actually the quality wasn't as solid as what I've purchased on this printer. This printer I probably got it was on sale for $130 on their website, and for what I purchased, that's awesome. The rest of it's just the print, the filament, the plastic. Why did I wait so long? It cost a bit, but right now I figured, why not? Now I'm wishing I would have purchased it sooner because of the software I use, what I do for a living, and what I know. I do a lot of ZBrush, I do a lot of architecture, I do everything involved with a computer, but I never actually get it with a physical model that you can actually touch. To see these, like, that's cool. Now I can take what's in my head and actually fabricate it and get it close to what I want it to be, or even just make something close enough to see what it can do. I made a little tool rack that goes on the printer. They had something online I liked what it was, but I went back and ZBrush and modified it. What I did was needed it for the wall, so I went ahead and booleaned it out, rearranged some stuff. It worked perfectly. The speed and how much the quality came out, and I'm starting to learn the program for printing in here is Cura. And inside of Cura, there's a lot of settings for support and little structures and little things that it's more of a trial and error. After you get an established understanding of how it works and what does what and what the settings do, then you're gonna get a better print. And that's what happened. I went back and reprinted this piece and modified some things on it because there was a few things that was kind of bugging me that I wanted to adjust. The thing kept popping out and it wasn't holding the steering wheel, so I made a little lip on here, and actually now it holds. That is something that I want to keep. Like, now when I look at the world, I just want to print little things in here and there, little tools. I want a little holder for my scissors and stuff like that that are specific to those tools. But going from a week till now, I'm very happy with the purchase that I made. So far, no problems. The only thing I've run into is just understanding the print bed and how to make the model stick to the bed, and usually that just comes down to leveling, and that's more of my user error than the machine. And it works fairly easy, fairly fast, and hopefully this weekend or today I'll try to set up the resin printer, the Photon. Hopefully in another week I can have another video showing whatever I put on there. I did try a little Jawa that I had previously printed online from Shapeways, and it was a little model of it, but I want to try it on the Photon. I didn't know how to set up the Cura settings for the slicer, and the first model was a fail because his arm fell off, and I was like, oh god. So the supports, I didn't know how to turn those on, and so the arm wasn't sturdy enough, and when the printer went over it, it just barely held and the arm fell off. But that's pretty much just getting to know the machine and getting to understand its settings. But so far, pretty happy. I got me a mask. I need to go to the store and purchase some paint and get my airbrush out again and start airbrushing little details and make it look the way it should on the reference that I have. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of do a short video of the Anycubic Meha Zero 3D printer. So far, I'm happy with the machine. I'm very happy with the results. I'm happy with the quality for what it is and where I remember and where it is now. Thanks for watching this little video. Hopefully to do another one on the other printer and then let you know how that went. I still have to get chemicals and everything else for that one, and probably a lot of paper towels for the mess, but it should be fun. Thank you for watching.